Sighting is destroying your swim split. Yeah, I know. I've seen this literally every single triathlon start. Probably 80% of age groupers are either zigzagging all over the lake or they're popping their head every 2 or every 4 strokes like a meerkat. And this will bleed 20 to 30 seconds per 400 meters if you do that. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to sight in the water without wrecking your stroke rhythm or spiking your heart rate. And honestly, the third technique is the one that I use myself, and most triathletes do exactly the opposite. So stay with me, because this is the difference between having a control exit or stumbling into T1 absolutely knackered. Hi, I'm Alex Coci. I'm a former Olympic swimmer. I swam for my home country, Romania, in 2012 Olympics. Now I specialize in coaching adult swimmers who mostly are doing triathlon or some Olympic distance, open water, or just swimming in the pool. Now the thing is, I see every single time in open water races that I go to, most triathletes treat sighting like an emergency. So something goes wrong, they panic, the head comes all the way up, full neck crane, full stop in the water, and the body position is almost vertical. And not only, but that they do that way too often. Every 2 strokes, every 4, every 3, whatever. Constantly interrupting the rhythm. Now this matters for triathletes because a bad sighting actually has a cascade effect. So head goes up, hips drop, body position will break, the drag spikes, the heart rate also climbs. So you're not just losing 1 or 2 seconds per sight that you do, but you're actually accumulating fatigue every single time you're doing this wrong. Now over 1.9 or 3.8 swim, that's enormous amount of energy lost. Now, just want to say that by the end of the video, you're gonna have an open water sighting sorted. Proper technique, so you exit the water on course, on time, and ready to actually race the bike. Here I'm covering 4 insights that separate efficient open water swimmers from the ones adding 200 meters to the distance through the lateral drift. All this has been tested with the clients that I work right now. These are not just theories, they're race days executions. If you're actually targeting open water events in the next 6 months, this is what you need to dial in. Every single meters of extra distance you swim will cost you time and energy that you need for the bike. And if you don't do triathlon, this will cost you obviously the same thing, but in open water. Now, a quick thing, if you are actually training for triathlete or competing in open water master events, join Ocean Swim School right now. It's free to start. Inside you get race-specific training plans, video analysis on your open water technique or your pool technique, and a community of master swimmers, triathletes who actually want a unique challenge in open water or in the pool. Not theory, just race day execution. The link is down below. Anyways, back to insight number 2. So insight number 2, we call it the crocodile sight or the alligator sight. Low, fast, and invisible. So sight low, like much lower than you actually think that you need to. Here is what most triathletes do. They lift their entire head out of the water. Chin clears the surface, literally full neck extension. They're basically standing up in the water for a split second. Now jokingly, this is what I call the meerkat, and it absolutely tanks your body position every single time. But what you actually want is the crocodile eyes or the alligator eyes, whatever you want to call it. Basically, just your goggles are breaking the surface. Literally, your eyes are cleaning the waterline and nothing more. Now here you're looking forward maybe half of the second, then you put your face down and your head goes right back into your stroke. And this matters for triathletes because the lower you sight, the less your hips will drop. So the hips will stay high, which means that the drag stays low and the rhythm stays intact. So you can sight 12 times in a 400 meter stretch and your stroke will not gonna fall apart. Now here, think a bit like an arrow position on the bike. You don't just sit up and look straight at your Garmin watch. So same logic applies here, minimum disruption to most efficient position. Now why this thing matters specifically for triathletes? You're training 3 sports with what? Maybe 8 to 10 hours in total per week. You cannot afford to be adding distance or burning energy through your poor technique. So every session, every distance, every stroke has to count. So most triathletes that I work with, they're doing about 2 to 3 pull sessions per week. Maybe an open water session if they're lucky, obviously if they're living next to a lake, to a river, next to a beach. But that's not a lot of time to build an open water instinct. So the race day comes, they're in choppy water, maybe there are around 2,000 people around them, and they're sighting every 2 or 3 strokes in full panic mode. So here is what actually works. Dedicated sighting, practice in the pool obviously, every single swim session. So basically it will take you 10 minutes of your workout to actually do this. You're building muscle memory, so it becomes a bit more automatic when you're in a wetsuit surrounded by churning water at 7 a.m. Now let's move on into the insight number 3. Right, so this one is actually that surprises everyone. Don't sight on your breathing stroke. So every amateur triathlete that I watch at the race starts, they do the same thing. They turn their head to breathe and they also try to sight forward in the same motion. So this is basically like trying to look left and forward with the same motion. It doesn't really work. So the idea is that you either breathing or sighting, not both. Now here is what you actually do. Your sight happens the stroke before your breath. So you lift your eyes forward on the stroke 1, the crocodile style that we spoke about. Head goes back down, then every single stroke you turn to breathe as normal. So why does it work? Because whenever you sight first, your lungs still have air, your body position is still controlled. Then the breath stroke is just a breath stroke. So normal rotation, normal rhythm, normal technique maintenance. No compromise and no awkward hybrid movement that does neither properly. And this is what elite open water swimmers use. Honestly, once you understand it, you cannot unseen it. You will watch 8 groupers at your next race doing the combined sight breath and it will look completely wrong to you. Now let's speak about the action step that you need to do. Add this sighting ladder to every pull session. Takes about 10 minutes, builds race-ready muscle memory fast. In your warm-up or in the main set, pick a point at the far end of the pool, a lane rope anchor, a bottom of the lane number sign, anything, and practice sighting that target while you swim. So the ladder. On a week 1, sight every 8 strokes, just to get the feel, crocodile eyes, 2 strokes per cycle. On the week 2, sight every 6 strokes. On the week 3, try sighting every 4 strokes. And this is your race simulation. And this is about what you're probably going to do in an open water event. Now, obviously, the sighting has to be adapted based on the water and weather conditions. This is basically just a general guidance. So maybe a set structure can be 10-100 at moderate effort, sighting at your target, maybe every 6 strokes, rest 20 seconds in between. The whole thing should take you around 20 minutes or so. So some of the key sensations that you probably should feel, your stroke rhythm should feel basically unbroken. So if you actually feel a big pause every time you sight, that means your head is coming way too high. So you need to redo the crocodile adjustment and try to go lower. Now let's talk about the race day application. So on the race morning, in your warm-up, you need to at least practice 3 to 4 times at the first or so, just to kind of get your body warm and adapt to the movement. So confirm the color and confirm the distance, because your brain will lock this in before obviously the start. So you're not trying to figure this out under the race pressure. So a mental cue for the race days, remember, eyes up, only your eyes, head down right away, and then rotate and breathe obviously normally. Now let's talk about some adjustments that are more age specific. If you are 55 or 60 years old, your neck mobility might have a limit and in terms of how you execute the crocodile sight. And that's in general fine, because there is not much that you can do. So basically try to work within the range, try to prioritize at least 2 stroke cycles, which means every 4 strokes, even if your sight is actually higher than to be ideal. Now insight number 4, this is a quick one, but this is massive. So walk the course before the race morning. Not during, but before. The day before, if it's possible. So map the pool buoy colors, the positions, the land markers behind you or the ones that are surrounding you. Now here is why, and maybe this sounds obvious to you, but a lot of triathletes at local and regional races don't do it properly. When you're in the water, the buoys are tiny and they look further away than they look on the map. And in the morning sun, the orange buoys against the sunrise can basically disappear. And the smart athletes actually find a target behind each buoy. Maybe that's a tree line, a building, a tower, a rock, whatever that is. Basically, it's something that does not move and it's massive and it's obvious. Now here you're not navigating the buoy, you're actually navigating the land target. So buoy is just the confirmation that basically you are in the right area. And this is critical for master swimming athletes doing the new to them courses. So if you got decades of race experience, use it to prepare smarter than a 28 years old who just shows up and looking at the water once and try to swim it. I also did this to myself at major open water events. I was less experienced, but now I wouldn't do that mistake again. That strategy alone, the sight before you breathe, the crocodile eyes, that could save you anywhere from 3 to 5 to 10 minutes and a full heart rate zone on the race day. But this is the next bit on the race day tactics when things go wrong, because I'm pretty sure they will. So insight number 5, the race chaos management. So you're getting off the course, everyone does, and most probably you will too. So pack start, washing machine condition, getting bumped, and you look around at some point and you're gonna realize that you drifted 10 to 20 meters off the direct line. So what most triathletes do? Full panic, aggressive correction, so they start sprinting, they swim hard at an angle back to the buoy, blow up their pace, your heart rate will spike, and so on. So what works here? So you need to do a gradual correction over 50 to 100 or maybe even 200 meters. So don't just lunge sideways, make sure that you adjust your stroke angle, maybe 10 to 15 degrees towards the correction line, and let another 10 to 15 strokes bring you back. And make sure you stay calm and controlled, and draft when you can. So if a swimmer is slightly ahead of you to your right, who's clearly on course, then make sure you tuck in. So sit off at their feet or their hips. Let them do the navigation for a good 200 meters, because here you're probably going to save 20 to 25% of your energy output just from drafting behind or sideways to someone. So if you trust this person, your side might be half often, because basically they're doing it for you. And this is basically the legal cheat code in every triathlon format. Make sure that you use it. Look, the triathletes saving time in the water aren't necessarily the strongest swimmers. They are actually the smartest navigators. Your age group rivals that they go under 30 minutes on the 1.9K, they're not all Olympic level swimmers. But they are efficient, they draft smart, they don't panic, and they practice their sighting until it's second nature. So if you implement these 4 insights, here is actually what's going to change on the race day. You exit T1 on course, on time, without cardiovascular depth from maybe 40 bad sides. Your heart rate is controlled, the stroke rhythm is intact, and your 1.9 or 3.8 swim might come down to 3 to 5 to 10 just from navigation and technique efficiency. No more fitness is required here, just smarter execution. Your bike splits will improve because now you're not spending 20 to 25 kilometers recovering from a tired swim. Basically, the energy you save in the water is the money in the bank for the bike. And honestly, the confidence shift is actually enormous. Open water anxiety for a lot of master swimmers and triathletes is fundamentally about feeling out of control. So, if you are in a murky water and you cannot see the bottom of the pool, or you cannot see where you're actually going, good sighting mechanics give you the control back. So you know exactly where you are and you know exactly what you are actually going to do next. The fear here will go down, the performance will actually go up. So basically, if you made it until this point in the video, you're basically ahead most of the age groupers out there. Most triathletes are never willing and they never drill these open water skills in the pool. They just hope for the best day on the race day, but you're actually not doing that. Now, if you want a structured race preparation for open water or for the pool, join my Ocean Swim School if you want. Premium gets you a video analysis, which I'm actually going to look at your swimming mechanics. You film yourself in open water or in the pool, and I'll review it and give you guidance. This is for serious athletes that are targeting, I don't know, maybe Kona, maybe world champs, maybe open water nationals in your own country, and so on. And that's the program, link below. Drop a comment and let me know what race you are actually training for or what distance. Generally, I'm curious. I try to read every single comment and I'm trying to answer as well. So you know the drill. If this thing helps you, hit the like, subscribe, ring the bell, and so on. If you haven't watched the other triathlon video, watch it next. That's it for now. See you in the water.